Simulan mong abutin ang iyong pangarap na magbibigay dangal sa iyong bukas. Ang suliranin, hindi laging nandyan, dapat mong harapin. Kami iyong kasama sa bawat takin, magkaakbay nating lulutasin. Dito sa FerNanDino Teens TV, ang boses mo ay mahalaga. Dito sa FerNanDino Teens TV, ikaw lagi ang bida. Ang mga aral ay ginintuang atin ng bawat guro na siyang gagabay sa iyong pagkamulat. Naway umukit ito sa iyong isipan, maging mapanuri, sundin ng wasto at nararapat. Kagandahang asal ang ipakita, ipadama ang pusong may malasakit. Dito sa FerNanDino Teens TV, ang boses mo ay mahalaga. Dito sa FerNanDino Teens TV, ikaw lagi ang bida. Sakali mang tayo'y subukin ng unos, ating haharapin ng walang takot. Sasamahan ka ni Fernan at Dino, ang bagong barkada mo. Dito sa FerNanDino Teens TV, boses mo ay mahalaga. Dito sa FerNanDino Teens TV, edukasyon mo'y sigurado na. Dito sa FerNanDino Teens TV, boses mo ay mahalaga. Dito sa FerNanDino Teens TV, edukasyon mo'y sigurado na.
FerNanDino Teens TV.
Guys, patapos na ang klase. Ano kayang magandang gawin sa bakasyon?
Ako siguro, magbabakasyon ako sa bahay ng lola ko sa Tarlac.
Ako naman, dahil parating na ang kuya ko galing Korea, ipinangako niya sa amin na ipapasyal niya kami sa Boracay.
Wow!
Magbaon ka ng balabal dahil iba ang lamig ng hangin sa beach kapag gabi.
Bakit mo naman nasabi yon?
Para maintindihan nyo kung bakit malamig ang hangin sa beach kapag gabi, panoorin natin ang ating teacher lecture ngayong araw. Tara, let's G!
Good morning! Hello guys! Welcome to another episode of FerNanDino Teens TV. I am Sir Ryan Lulu and I will be your teacher for today's episode. So, are you ready to learn, my dear FerNanDino teens? Tara! Let us learn science in an easy, exciting, and fun way. Before we begin, FerNanDino teens, please be guided by our objectives for today. Demonstrates an understanding of the different phenomena that occur in the atmosphere. Account for the occurrences of land and sea breezes, monsoons, and intertropical convergence zone or ITCZ. Here are our specific objectives for today. Describe the effects of temperature to land masses. Compare warm air and cold air. And discuss intelligently the formation of land breeze and sea breeze. You have learned from your previous lesson the layers of the atmosphere. Can you identify the layer of the atmosphere that is shown in each illustration? Let's begin. First, what do you call the layer closest to the Earth's surface in which all weather phenomena occur? If you answered troposphere, you are correct. Second, it is the part of the atmosphere that contains the ozone layer and where airplanes fly at great speed. Is your answer stratosphere? Yes, you are correct. Third, what is the layer in which most meteors burn up after entering Earth's atmosphere and before reaching the Earth's surface? Very good. It is mesosphere. Now, which layer of the atmosphere has a temperature that can rise to 1,500 degrees Celsius, but it would not feel warm because of low air pressure in this layer? You got it right. The answer is thermosphere. Lastly, what is the layer that contains few particles that move into and where satellites are stationed? Definitely, it is exosphere. Did you all answer correctly? Well, we are just at the beginning. Now, I will show you a short clip of an experiment. The title of the activity is What Happens When Air is Heated? In this activity, you should be able to explain what happens when air is heated. Attach a paper bag to each end of the stick. The open end of each bag should be facing down. Balance the stick with the paper bags on the chair. Make a prediction. What do you think will happen if you place a lighted candle under the open end of one of the bags? Now, light the candle and place it below one of the bags. Caution: do not place the candle too close to the paper bag. It may catch fire. Be ready with a pail of water or wet rag just in case. Was your prediction accurate? Which of the following prediction is correct? A. The paper bag with the candle stays in its position but did not move. B. The paper bag with the candle expands and rises. Letter C. The paper bag with the candle sinks downward. The correct answer is letter B. The paper bag with the candle expands and rises. This is because when the surrounding air within the paper bag is heated by the candle, which made it rise and expand. This is the first concept that you need to know. When air is heated, it expands and rises. When warm air is rising, what is its effect on the air in the surroundings? Will the air in the surroundings stay in place? Or will it be affected in some way by the rising air? Questions will be further explained by doing the next activity. That is, when FerNanDino Teens TV returns.
Maya po oras kaya kayo, FerNanDinos. Ako pala ay Elwin Arl Serrano ng City Tourism Office ng Siyudad San Fernando. Ngayong bulan na ini, pagmasusyantaya ing National Heritage Month, na ating temang Victory and Humanity, Upholding Filipino Heritage and Identity. Kambena nini, metong karang aktibidades na ning syudad, apin ning launching ning bayong Heritage Passport. Ning Heritage Passport, apin ning metong karing proyekto ning kayakatamong syudad, king pamanamuna ng Mayor Edwin D. Santiago. Anong nuka rin makalagelangan ding eganaganang heritage sites, heritage structures, naakit tamo king kayakatamong heritage district. Makakayado din kini, ding importansya da ding mapil na tradisyon, kini syudad, kalupa na ning pamangawang parol, ang poing pamangalesa. May awo siyang heritage passport, uling atin kang dapat gawan, anong nukaran puntalan mo lading at yung passport, at saka ka mag-selfie. Kay ba't kanta, palto making tourism office, at mamiyalang sticker ka rin eganaganang apuntulan mong lugar. At timaw may ngari ang tutong passport. Balo mi ngeni, panahon na ini, etamo makain bisa lumal, uli na ning COVID-19 pandemic. Kaya naman kimbanwa nga ini, agkatan ko la ding bikers tamo, edad 18 hanggang 50, imbis na lumaot kayo po, di na nyo lang dita ka oras di kaya katamong heritage structures, keni syudad. Anya naman karing mumunang 50 bikers ang makayari kaya katamong heritage passport, midinan lang premyong only San Fernando loot bag. Inggawan nyo mo bakanta makapag-register, munta kayo mismo opisina na ng City Tourism, ng munisipyo, at saka kayo magdalang metong valid ID. Kabinan ng kaya kayong heritage passport, ating makasipit ang instruction nung nano pa ing dapat gawan. Anya naman ka rin hanggang kapadyakin, nanano ko pa, tara na!
FerNanDino Teens TV.
Welcome back, FerNanDino teens. Earlier, you have learned what happens when warm air is heated. Now, let us proceed with the next activity. The title of our next activity is What Happens to Air in the Surroundings as Warm Air Rises. Be attentive and discover what happens to the air in the surroundings as warm air rises. Make two holes in the box, one hole on one side and another hole on top. Place the cardboard tube over the hole on top and tape it in place. Make a window at the front side of the box so you can see inside. Cover the window with clear plastic to make the box airtight. Open the box and place the candle directly below the hole on top. Light up the candle and close the box. Make a prediction. What do you think will happen if you place a smoke source near the hole? Now, place the smoke source near the hole. Was your prediction accurate? What happened? As you have seen in the activity, air in the surroundings can be affected by rising warm air. The illustration shows how this happens. First, the air above the candle becomes warm because of the flame. What happens to this warm air? It rises. As warm air rises, what happens to the air in the surroundings? It will move towards the place where warm air is rising. But you cannot see air. How can you tell that it is moving? Did you see smoke from the mosquito coil? The movement of the smoke shows the movement of the air. Let us relate what happens in the activity to what happens in nature. Are you excited, FerNanDino teens? During the day, the surface of the earth becomes warm because of the sun. Some parts of the earth will warm up more quickly than others. Naturally, the air above the warmer surfaces will also become warm. What happens to the warm air? Just like in the activity, it will rise. How is the air in the surroundings affected? It will move towards the place where warm air is rising. This is the other concept that you need to know. Air moves towards the place where warm air is rising. Whenever we feel the air moving, that means that somewhere warm air is rising. And the air around us moves towards the place where warm air is rising. Do you remember that moving air is called wind? Every time you feel the wind, it means that air is moving towards the place where warm air is rising. Strictly speaking, wind is air that is moving horizontally. The faster molecules move, the hotter the air, as the molecules are heated and move faster. They are moving apart. So, air, like most other substances, expands when heated and contracts when cold. Because there is more space between the molecules, the air is less dense than the surrounding matter, and the hot air floats upward. This is the concept used in the hot air balloons. The air is heated by the burner and the expanding air becomes less dense, causing the balloon to rise through the denser, cooler surrounding air. Let us have real-life examples of this concept. On a hot summer day, air conditioners are used constantly. The process of cooling air in air conditioners employs the very principle of convection. The air, which is cold, is released by the air conditioners. Now, this cold air is denser than the warm air, and hence, it sinks. The warm air, being less dense, rises and is drawn in by air conditioner. As a result, a convection current is set up and the room is cooled. Another is refrigerator. The working principle employed by the refrigerators is very much similar to that of air conditioners. Non-inverter freezer, in any case of refrigerator, is placed at the top. As mentioned above, the warm air, being less dense, rise up and hence it is cooled down by the freezer. Now, this cool air, being denser, sinks and therefore keeps the lower part of the refrigerator cool. Let us use now the two concepts you have learned to explain other things. You know that the surface of the earth is made basically of two things, land and water. When the sun's rays strike land and water, do they heat up as fast as they are? To further understand the concepts behind, let us perform another experiment. But wait, we will continue when FerNanDino Teens TV returns.
Magtanim ay di biro, pero para sa retired teacher na si Mang Tomas Gamboa, isa itong pangarap na matagal na niyang inaasam na anihin. Kaya naman sa 500 square meter lot na ito sa Florida Blanca, Pampanga, unti-unti niyang tinamnan at pinalago ang naipong kita sa mahigit 20 taon niyang pagtuturo. Kaya, tara na't pasukin ang paraiso ng ating bidang guro.
Welcome to Mape Garden Farm. Tara!
Mula sa makukulay na disenyo hanggang sa iba't ibang klase ng planting methods, makikita yan sa personal gulayan na tinawag nilang Modern Agriculture Farm Edition. Talaga namang binuhos ni Mang Tomas ang kanyang expertise sa pagtatanim at syempre, hindi mawawala ang pagiging resourceful ng ating resident planter.
Yung paggamit ng mga materials sa pagtatanim, iba-iba. May plastic, may gulong, may sako, may bote, lahat ng klaseng bote na pwedeng gamitan. Ginamit ko na.
Experimental ang approach ni Mang Tomas. Pero pagdating sa soil mixing, organic ang swak na soil mixture na approve sa ating green thumb. Pinaghahalo lang ang soil, topsoil, ipa, at carabao manure para sa optimum growth ng mga healthy veggies. Halos lahat pa ng mga gulay sa kantang bahay kubo present din dito sa kanyang lupain. Kaya naman ang buong pamilya ni Mang Tomas hanggang sa mga apo niya enjoy sa pag-harvest at pag-aalaga ng Mafe Garden Farm na ipinangalan niya pa sa kanyang mga anak.
Na kayo, siyempre, di ba, mahilig kayo magluto.
Oo.
Ano pong naging ambag nito?
Mula nung tinahi ito, natuto kami lagi mamasyal dito, lagi nagluluto, dala-dala lang yung mga pagkain. Dito kami nagpipiknik.
At itong mape na sinasabi, ito'y pag-aaritan dalawa kong anak. Binibigay ko sa kanila. Regalo. Ako ang magiging caretaker nila. yung mape.
Ang kalinga ng isang ama, ramdam hindi lang sa pamilya, kundi sa mga pananim niya. Kaya naman ngayong pandemya, make yourself busy, bawasan ang stress, at mas maging productive sa tulong ng pagtatanim para may dagdag hain na rin. Kaya para sa mga plantitos at plantitas na gustong i-level up ang planting skills,
Papayo ko sa mga kasama kong nurseries, lalo sa mga teachers na hindi major ng agriculture, pwede kayong kumuha ng background sa Facebook. Pangalawa, kung konti lang yung pera nyo na ipon, pwede kayong kumuha ng 200 to 300 square meter at pakonti-konti, pwede kayong magtanim na kinakailangan ng pang-araw-araw na gamitan sa kusina at makakalibang pa sa pansarili mo.
para sa Balita Pampanga, Gerald Gloton.
FerNanDino Teens TV.
Welcome back, FerNanDino teens. Let us continue and explore more new things. A while ago, we have seen 2 experiments which elaborated the concepts of warm air. This time, another experiment will be presented to you to further understand concepts on land and water. The title of our last experiment is Which Warms Up Faster? The objectives are compare which warms up faster, sand or water. Compare which cools faster, sand or water. Use the results of the activity to explain sea breeze and land breeze.
In the shade, set up everything. The bulbs of the thermometer should be 2 centimeters below the surface of the water and sand. Wait for 5 minutes, then read the initial temperature of the water and sand. Record the temperature readings. Now, place the setup under the sun. Read the thermometers again and record the temperature reading every 5 minutes for 25 minutes. After 25 minutes, bring the setup back to the shade. Read the thermometers and the record of the temperature readings in Table 2. Read every 5 minutes for 25 minutes. Record the temperature readings.
Based on the results presented on the table, which has the higher temperature after 25 minutes under the sun? Water or sand? Very good, FerNanDino teens. The answer would be the sand. What about after 25 minutes? How many degrees Celsius was the increase in the temperature of the water? Of the sand? Exactly. The increase in the temperature of water is 4 degrees Celsius and 8 degrees Celsius on the sand. Okay, FerNanDino teens, please observe the table presented. What do you think happened to the temperature of the water and sand when brought to the shade? Great! Both the water and the sun decreases in temperature. Now, can you tell me how many degrees Celsius was the decrease in the temperature of the water after 25 minutes? How about the sand? Awesome! The decrease in the water is 1 degree Celsius, and in the sand is 7 degrees Celsius. The sand and the water in the previous activity stand for the land and water in real life. From the activity, you have learned that the sand heats up faster than water, and that sand cools down faster than water. In the same way, when land surfaces are exposed to the sun during the day, they heat up faster than bodies of water. At night, when the sun has set, the land loses heat faster than the bodies of water. How does this affect the air in the surroundings? Imagine that you are standing by the sea, along the shore. During the day, the land heats up faster than the water in the sea. The air above the land will then become warm ahead of the air above the sea. You know what happens to warm air? It rises. So, the warmer air above the land will rise. The air above the sea will then move into replace the rising warm air. You will then feel this moving air as a light wind, a sea breeze. What will happen at night when the sun is gone? The land and the sea will both cool down, but the land will lose heat faster than the water in the sea. In other words, the sea will stay warm longer. This time, the air above the sea will be warmer than that above the land. The warm air above the sea will then rise. Air from land will move out to replace the rising warm air. This moving air or wind from the land is called land breeze. In the illustration, you can see an arrow pointing upwards. This represents rising warm air. The place where warm air rises is a place where air pressure is low. In other words, the place where warm air is rising is a low pressure area. In contrast, cold air is dense and tends to sink. The place where cold air is sinking is a high pressure area. Land breeze blows during the night from land to sea, and the land becomes cooler faster than the sea. The air above the sea becomes less dense and rises. The cooler air from the land moves in to take its place. Sea breeze blows during the day, and the land heats up faster than the sea. The air on the land becomes less dense and rises, so the cooler air over the sea, which is denser, flows in to take the place of the warm air, causing a sea breeze. Therefore, land and sea breeze are developed because of differential heating and cooling of adjacent land and water surfaces. Water has a great heat capacity than land. Land absorbs and emits radiation more efficiently and faster. The inland moving sea breeze causes a decrease in temperature and a rise in humidity. Were you able to follow with our discussion? Very good! Stay tuned and don't miss our fun and exciting activity when FerNanDino Teens TV returns.
Ang Schools Division Office City of San Fernando, Pampanga ay kaisa ng Department of Education sa pagsasagawa ng mga proyekto at programa na tumutugon sa mga pangangailangan ng mga mag-aaral. Inilunsad ang Division Call Center for Tutors and Guidance Counselors upang magbigay ng educational at psychological assistance sa mga mag-aaral, magulang at stakeholders ng Division. Kaya, kung may nais kayong itanong tungkol sa pag-aaral, maaaring magpadala ng mensahe sa Division Call Center for Tutors and Guidance Counselors Facebook page o tumawag sa mga numero na makikita sa ibaba ng inyong screen tuwing Lunes hanggang Biyernes sa ganap na alas 8 ng umaga hanggang alas 6 ng gabi. Maaari rin kayong sumangguni sa ating guidance counselors na nagbibigay ng guidance and counseling services. Lahat ng inyong ibabahagi ay mananatiling confidential. Ang nasabing programa ay nagsisilbing daan upang malaman ang feedbacks ng stakeholders para matulungan ang ating divisyon na mapagbuti pa ang mga sumusunod na programa. Ano pang hinihintay ninyo? Tumawag na sa aming mga numero o bumisita na sa aming Facebook page at magpadala ng inyong mga katanungan.
FerNanDino Teens TV.
Welcome back, FerNanDino teens. Now that we have studied the concepts about land breeze and sea breeze, let us have another activity. Imagine that your family went to a beach resort somewhere in Pagudpod, Philippines. Will you please illustrate the flow of air during daytime or sea breeze? Good work! As you have seen in the picture, during the daytime, warm air rises from the land and the air above the sea will move in to replace the rising warm air towards the land. Boracay is known to have a fancy nightlife in the province of Aklan. Why do you think that the air in Boracay at nighttime or during land breeze is different? Illustrate the flow of air at night or during land breeze. Nice one. The warm air above the sea rises. Thus, the cold air from the land will replace the rising warm air. Did you enjoy our session today? Amazing! Now, let us summarize today's lesson. When air is heated, it expands, meaning the volume increases, then it rises. As warm air rises, the air in the surroundings will move towards the place where warm air is rising. The air pressure is not the same everywhere. In places where warm air is rising, the air pressure is low, while places where cool air sinks, the air pressure is high. The wind moves from high pressure area to a low pressure area. Land surfaces warm more quickly than water. Land cools more faster than water. All right, did you understand our lesson for today's episode? Good job, FerNanDino teens! To see if you've learned from our discussion, let us have a quick evaluation. Tell whether the statements describe land breeze or sea breeze. Number 1. Moving air from the land to sea. Is it land breeze or sea breeze? Correct. The answer is land breeze. Number 2. Breeze that occur during daytime. Is it land breeze or sea breeze? Very good. The answer is sea breeze. Number 3. Moving air or wind from sea to land. Is it land breeze or sea breeze? Excellent. The answer is sea breeze. Number 4. Breeze that occur during nighttime. Is it land breeze or sea breeze? Nice one. The answer is land breeze. Number 5. Blows during the day and the land heats up faster than the sea. Is it land breeze or sea breeze? You got it right. The answer is sea breeze. Identify if the illustration is a land breeze or sea breeze. First, what do you think is the answer? Excellent. The answer is sea breeze. Second, is it land breeze or sea breeze? Very good. The answer is land breeze. For the next activity, choose between land or sea as your answer. Which hits faster, land or sea? Correct. The answer is land. Number 2, which releases heat quickly, land or sea? Very good. Land is the correct answer. Did you get the answers correctly? If yes, excellent. If no, that's okay. We have reached the end of the lesson. I hope you have learned a lot from our discussion. Here are the references used in this learning episode. Please be reminded of the words taken from Psalm chapter 24, verse 1. The earth is the Lord's, and everything in it, the world, and all who live in it. The whole world belongs to God. He is the Creator, and we are His stewards. We need to understand nature for us to be able to appreciate His love. Thank you very much for tuning in. Once again, I'm Teacher Ryan saying, enjoy the fun-filled journey of learning science. See you next time, my dear FerNanDino teens. Keep safe and stay healthy. God bless.
Ang galing naman ni Sir. Kaya pala mas malamig ang hangin sa dagat kapag gabi kumpara kapag araw. Yun ay dahil sa sea breeze at land breeze.
Makapagdala nga ng balabal sa pagpunta namin sa Boracay. At dahil doon, nag-message na ang kuya ko. Nakabili na raw siya ng plane ticket namin.
Wow, Nan! Ingat at mag-enjoy kayo doon, ha? Huwag niyo din kalimutan ang pasalubong namin.
Kaya nga, Nan. Kayo, FerNanDino teens, marami rin ba kayong natutuhan? Kaya naman, maraming salamat, sir!
Isa na namang makabuluhang talakayan ang ating natunghayan, FerNanDino Teens.
Magkita-kita tayong muli sa susunod na episode ng FerNanDino
TV, na kung saan ang kabataang FerNanDino ay angat sa angking talino.
Bagong umaga, yakapin mo ang bagong pag-asa. Simulan mong abutin ang iyong pangarap na magbibigay dangal sa iyong bukas. Ang suliranin, hindi laging nandyan, dapat mong harapin. Kami iyong kasama sa bawat takin, magkaakbay nating lulutasin. Dito sa FerNanDino Teens TV, ang boses mo ay mahalaga. Dito sa FerNanDino Teens TV, ikaw lagi ang bida. Ang mga aral ay gininto ang atin ng bawat guro na siyang gagabay sa iyong pagkamulat. Naway umukit ito sa iyong isipan, maging mapanuri